harder to change the system, but if we offer a tool to every person, that person can manage all their security plan and medical plan, you know?
Hello and welcome to the Safety Huddle, a podcast made by Foxpedition. My name is Inga and I have a guest today for you who created an app to save lives. His name is Chamel, and Chamel, if you would like to introduce yourself a bit, tell a bit about your background and how you got the idea for AidPass, the app that you created.
Yes, well, thank you very much for having me, Inga, and it's a big pleasure. So, yes, as everyone heard, my name is Chamel. AidPass started by an idea based on my experience as a close protection specialist. And what inspired me is that since I was a kid, I had the chance to practice different kind of sports and disciplines, and I always wanted to. I was like a competitor. I always wanted to win. So I've always was very dedicated and passionate. I also used to watch a lot of superhero movies. So I decided to learn a lot of disciplines. So I started since I was very an early age with training karate,
Nice.
and one thing took me to another, and I was very into the sport and addicted to shooting. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I started shooting in my terrace after my karate classes since I was 6 years old, and
Wow.
I kept training, and I started with working in the CP business since I was in my early 20s. And because it was part of me, and I felt like in Venezuela at that time, it was the second most violent city in the world. So I started working in the CP business. I continued training other sports and disciplines to put together all the knowledge and put together a team to attend every possible situation. And with the years, my company became successful. I worked very hard to, and but everything changed in with the regime, the actual regime.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I became one of the many politic prisoners that happened. That, well, they took just
Mm-hmm.
like any communist country, and I spent almost 2 years, unfortunately, in prisoner. And when
Wow.
I came out, my life was completely reset. I was doing very good, and the company was doing amazing. So yeah, so what motivates me to create AidPass is that while I was working as a CP specialist, I had a few very unfortunate situations where some people was in critical situation, and they died, and I saw it there when the first responders arrived. So we didn't know that the person was diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
And so it clicked into my mind, and I said, how is it possible that we're in the 21st century and first responders still has to somehow improvise? Not because of their lack of
Yeah.
knowledge, it's because you need information. So the thing is that you first responders know who's that person because all the information is in their ID, but you have no idea in what conditions that person is. So you hire the risk of a malpractice. So after these 2 years, when I got back home, I had nothing after I was released,
Mm-hmm.
but I had to stay 2 years in my home. So I had a daughter that I never saw. She was born, I couldn't see her born. My financial status was they took all my assets, everything. I
Mm.
invested a lot. And then I thought I should probably think in doing something. And I thought about what people has the most, where the world is heading to, and something useful. So based on my experience, I said, why don't give people a tool so first responders can access for a better communication and to be better attended during those crucial seconds that, so we can't probably, it's harder to change the system, but if we offer a tool to every person, that person can manage all their security plan and medical plan, So
Yeah,
the
perfect.
QR code came into my mind. And then I thought about the emergency buttons, and this is how everything clicked, and this is how AidPass was born. Find a
Yeah.
solution and do something from scratch again, and start a new life again.
Yeah. Now that's very interesting that
Thank
you
you.
overcome like your old
Yeah.
life with a new idea, I would say, which is kind of morphing into your old experience from the CP sector, but it's a completely new idea. So yeah,
Yes.
congratulations to
Thank you.
overcoming
Thank you
this
very
very
much.
difficult moments.
Yes,
I think it's very inspiring. Yeah.
sometimes
Uh,
when you're very like pushed or in a very difficult situation, you can be surprised how much you can handle and push forward.
Yeah,
So
that's really amazing. Yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about how the app works? You already talked about a little bit about QR codes, about emergency buttons. So how does it work from first
yes,
step to last step?
yes. Basically, is the app was works giving the user a tool, and the user manages everything in its profile. So the first tool we offer is a QR code that the system provides to the user once they register. Okay, it's a random QR code that has a random pin. That's your personal QR code and pin. So in your profile, you fill up your emergency sheet. Okay, your emergency information, your personal information, and everything that you fill in and you save will be shown into that QR code. So
Okay.
you can print that QR code in different formats, and you can like for example, you print it in your printer with a sticker paper and you can put one in your driving license, which is very recommended, in your wallet. So these documents on your Medicare, these documents that your first responder will access first. Wherever you think it could be useful, you just stick it there. For example, you have letter formats for elderly people, which you can put in their door inside their apartments. You have the wallet card that you have the front and the rear with all the information that is in your profile, but you want to probably show it, which is good for. I know people when you interview in companies tell, oh, but we're just moving to the apps, but paper is still very important because if there's a
Yes,
power outage, if they're some countries have it can happen in any country,
of
so you
course.
have that physical card and you don't need internet, you don't need electricity, you don't need your phone, so you have a paper, and nothing can beat a
Yeah,
paper. I always say it.
true,
But
true.
we also have the other side of technology available, so we have both ends. Okay, we offer both ends. So I that's the first tool that we offer. You can actually also see it through the AidPass Alert app. And the AidPass Alert app is an extension that you download. So you have different emergency buttons available. So the main one is the medical emergency button. You have the fire alert button, the physical aggression, the bullying alert for the kids, the active shooter alert for schools and universities. So, what that app does is to just facilitate the communication just by pressing that button. You have the options to call 911, you have the options to send your location, and to send what type of alerts to even 6 emergency contacts, including 3 by WhatsApp, was just a click. So you focus on what you have to do, and you don't need to express anything else or call, or if someone is busy or is not attending, you don't have time in an
Yeah,
emergency to call
true.
anyone. Even your fingers
Yeah,
won't work with the stress and the adrenaline. You can't dial
definitely.
the number. Like
No.
some people,
True.
you have to experience that. And
Yeah.
even the button, you will have even problems or difficulties to find the app in your phone. So
Yes.
we built AidPass to just press and scroll, press and scroll.
Yeah.
And
No,
you
it's really good.
you prepare the settings and you plan the settings the way you want. So we try to make it as most user friendly and reliable as possible.
Yeah, that's
So these are the
perfect.
two main uh, tools that we offer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's really good because, like you're saying, even to dial 911 is problematic if you have, yeah, if your adrenaline is rushing. So if you have an
yes,
accident, for example, if active shooter scenario, even worse. So, like you're saying, you don't have the time, and sometimes, especially in active shooter scenario, for example, you might not be able to talk. Maybe you can't
exactly.
just pick up your phone and talk because someone might hear you. So I think the pressing a button is really good, and then the police has, yeah, the information they need. They know the scenario and they know where you are, and that's I think
Your beloved
all
one
they need,
knows,
right?
so they call the 911. They
All
can
like this.
forward the WhatsApp or a screenshot or just tell
Yeah,
them where the person is. We're trying to
that's really
make
good.
it as precise as possible, but at least you know in which area of the school or
Yeah,
university the problem's happening. No,
yeah,
and we dedicated not so far ago what you're saying. You can have problems to dial 911 because when I'm in the street, I have like a hidden police officer in me, but I'm a frustrated police officer.
yeah. I
So
feel
when I
that.
see a problem, when you learn how to defend yourself and you're a person that is always likes justice. Uh, when there's a problem in the street, I always have to act first. I don't think if I have
Yeah.
the right or not the right, but I have to help someone. And it
Yes.
happened to me that there were two guys. I don't want to go into details, like messing with someone or a fight, and I wanted to grab my phone to call 911 because here you can't touch anyone. Then
True.
you're
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
you're the one who's going to be accused. So I took my phone and I wanted to dial 911 without sending an alert. I mean, it has nothing to for someone else. And I opened my app and I was in another window in the navigator in the browser. So I tried to go to the phone dialing thing, but I was in my recent calls. So it took me like,
Yes.
wait, let me just check
Yeah.
where the keyboard is. And it can take you 7, 8 seconds to do that. It's a lot of time. So what we
Definitely.
dedicated just to, you go to APAS alert and we dedicated a button just to call 911. You don't
Yeah.
send the alert, but just to call 911.
Yeah. That's really
So
good. Yeah.
yeah, so things, ideas come like that, based on the experiences that you live, and yes,
Yeah,
so
yeah. No, I saw the demo on Instagram, so I will also link it all in the show notes that people watching can access this as well. So it's really simple. You just have the screen, and then there's a giant big button you just press. I think
yes,
that's really
of
good.
course,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and
So that even, yeah,
yeah, I
even
can
in the
if you,
tunnel vision.
the tunnel vision, yeah, and even
Yes.
pressing a button can be difficult, but we can't
Yeah.
do something easier than that, no. And the
No.
carousel, big numbers, so if you're shaking,
Yes.
you don't have any problems to to press the button that you need to press. So everything was quite, we studied the best way possible. Yeah.
Okay. Um, how is it? Because we talked about first responder. How is it for normal people? So, for example, me finding my grandma on the floor and I need to do something, or my grandfather finds my grandma who is not very good with his smartphone. Can they use the app as well, or is it dedicated to first responders and close protection officers?
Yes, that's a very good question. It's not just dedicated for first responders. Anyone can help you. Anyone can scan your QR code, and if anyone can press the button in your phone, if your phone is not locked.
Okay.
Okay, so if you can lock your phone, but we suggest if you have a passcode to access your phone and you live with someone, that person should
Yes.
know which is your passcode. Now, in the business, we have the business version of AidPass. We have an app called AidPass First Responder, not AidPass Alert, okay, which is dedicated for first responders, where they can keep a history of the people they scan, they can send that history through email, and we can put a code for a certain organization. For example, if you are uh, if you are a firefighter or a police officer, and that institution wants to use AidPass for their members, but they don't want anyone to scan the QR code. So we give those members uh, a code that they will have in the app First Responder, and only them can scan the QR codes that you distributed to this group. So if I come and
Okay.
I scan your QR code, it's not going to work.
Okay,
Only your
interesting.
team member or only someone that has that passcode can scan your QR code because it's restricted, you
Yeah.
know. But for regular people, like citizens, we suggest you never know who can help, you know?
Yes.
So the information you have there can save your life, can help. It's not something that a hacker or someone is going to use for. And you can hide, you can choose which information you want to be shown or not.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is part of the security we have.
That's really good.
So you manage everything, and anyone can help you.
Perfect. No, that's really good to know. Where is the app available? Like in which countries can it be used?
Okay, almost worldwide. We take the security very seriously,
Yeah.
and some countries I don't want to name, where they are high probabilities of hacking, we
Yeah.
have it restricted. I mean,
I see.
you can always access through VPNs, but it's not like you're gonna fall by mistake, and it makes things
Yeah.
a little bit difficult.
Okay, that's good.
So yes, it all depends. It's a first layer. That's our first layer, to block from certain countries, like 7, 8 countries. We have blocked.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because that would lead to my next question about data security. Because you said also organizations are using the app, and yeah, I'm from Germany, so every time something like this will be used or wanted to be used by first responder, by the police, by fire brigade, there's always the question about data security. They will always ask,
Oh,
like, but if
yes.
anyone can access this, what we give it to some random company. I just say it like that because that would the government say. What is happening to the data? How can we secure the data?
Yes. Well, actually, I have story because I have friends from Germany, and it's incredible how the first question is, but how that's sensitive information. That's my data. I mean, yeah. I
Yes.
mean, think first. They don't ask how the app works. How no, it's the
No.
information. And I
Yes.
said, okay, well, it's basically almost the same information you put when you want to take your kids to like here in Montreal. You have to put all your data, allergies, phone numbers in every park you go.
Yeah.
And you go into your social media and you have your whole family in the social media. Are you concerned about
Yes.
just because a first responder know like your allergies or emergency contact, and which is can save your life? So it doesn't make sense to me. But
No.
some people are in different situation, have different lifestyles, and we understand it. So it takes a minimum of responsibility, just a responsibility you take to store your credit card in your wallet, you know?
Yeah. True.
So you're not going to be showing your credit card number and PIN to everyone. You have it in your wallet. If you lose it, you just block it. You go into the app and you
Yeah.
block it. The same
Ah.
thing with
Okay.
AidPass. So you
That's
can
good.
change the QR code. So our users have the possibility to mark their sensitive data totally or partially private. Like in case someone scans your emergency, like I told you, the data is marked as private in the emergency medical and the medical like staff gets access to allergy data, medical devices, and other relevant like life-saving information. Additionally, like we provide a pin also and a QR code with 10 digits alphanumeric, which is very difficult to. It's not like a 4-digit pin number that you can just try 1 0 0 1 0 0 2 and find the pin.
Yeah.
You can just pass your whole life trying.
True.
uh, that the users can reset that pin anytime, and the QR code can be deactivated anytime, and you can recycle it. However, you have to change the formats that you printed. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really good. Maybe it takes some questions away from all of this security, data security. Because, like you're saying, if you go to my Facebook, you probably find my dad and
Yes.
my mom anyway. Yeah, so I think it's really good to have a card in your wallet with your blood type, your allergies, etc.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe sometimes it's more important to share this information than to hold it back when it
It's
comes to
going to
your
be
life,
shared
right?
when you want it to be shared, when it's going to be needed.
Yes,
You're not
exactly.
going to be showing your QR code unless, okay, probably yes, if you are in a motorcycle, we suggest to stick that QR code in your helmet.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, clever.
For skydivers, or in your license, it's going to be exposed. Some people wouldn't mind to, but if you have an accident, they will access your wallet. If they access
Yes.
and their wallet, they're going to know who you are.
Yeah.
So, but you can choose. We have a mode that is incognito mode. You can hide uh, your personal contacts, the emergency contacts information. You can hide your personal contacts, but the emergency information, like the medical information, will always be shown. There's no point to have a
Yeah.
QR code if, so they will know if it's stuck to your helmet, they will know that it's you, you know?
That's good.
So it takes a little bit of responsibility. Now, the app, we use several layers of security, firewall services, with Cloudflare bots to protect all the external access. And we have an infrastructure engineer that is
Nice.
working. He's an amazing guy, and he also works on the front end in our team. And it's not like we're building an app.
It's
We
used. It's
started
in use.
AidPass started from the knowledge and from scratch, like based on the security. And the person that did it
Yeah.
is an infrastructure engineer.
Perfect.
So
Yeah. So it
yes,
comes from reality, not just from
it
computer.
started from the
Yes.
security in mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. No,
So
that's very important.
yes, yes, yes.
How do you spread this news to the first responders? Like you talked about motorcycle accident, for example, where it's clever to put the QR code on the helmet. But of course, the first responders need to know if they see the QR code that it's for the data and they can scan it with their phone. How do you get this information out there?
Well, you have to. Yes, it's difficult to create the habit. Actually, the sticker it says in the board, emergency medical information. We
Good.
have bigger stickers as well, and we suggest to put it in both sides, not just in the back, because maybe you hit yourself in the back and the QR code gets scratched. So it's but what first responders do, try to put it in a visible place. And what they do is, the first thing they do is to access your wallet and see who's that person.
Yeah.
And of course, if you instruct them and you talk to the organization and they're willing to to do it, they will know it's going to be easier.
Yeah.
But we've sent several emails. It's difficult to enter, and
Yes.
it's
Can
like
imagine.
you have a solution for many things, but some things are monopolized, and they don't want anyone
Yes.
from the exterior. And who's this guy here? Yeah, he has something good, but let's keep it with paper and pencil. Schools as
True.
well. It's like we have the business version for that. It's basically with a white brand solution. The white brand solution, you have an insurance company. You put a QR code. I see those insurance cards they give. So there's your information and your policy number, but there's the picture of the little beach and people like sitting in front of the cruiser. Take that image
True.
out, put a QR code,
Yeah.
because if your insured is traveling, someone can help,
True.
and you can be
True.
notified when someone scans the thing. So it's, but no, and schools as well. like here, for example, in Montreal, you have to fill like a paper form with your like your medical thing, and that same
Yes.
information stays all year. And if you put a QR code in the student's ID, the once they open the door of the school to enter, you know, parents can just update the information. Allergy,
Yeah.
okay, now he's allergic to this. It's if first
Yeah.
responders come, it's going to be in the card of the kids, you know.
Yeah.
If he goes to eat and they want to check if he's allergic to something, just scan the QR code of the kid, you know. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so
I think sometimes the change has to come from, the bottom line, I would say. If you go to the organizations, you have all of this question. No, but we're so keen about our data security. Well, I can't do it. We don't like smartphones. But if all the kids do it, all the parents do it, I think then change can still happen, because then the
of
first
course,
responder come and say, what's that QR code? And the parents say, yeah, that's the QR code for all of the data. And then the first responders say, that's so cool. I will just scan it, and then the first responders will go to their boss and say, "Hey, look at that! That's a really good app, and everyone uses it in every school." And then the boss maybe say, "Okay, yeah, then let's have the app." And so maybe change
exactly.
sometimes needs to happen like that. So
And unfortunately, here, what I feel, I've been living in Montreal for almost 5 years, is people take actions after bad things happen.
true,
They don't
yeah,
prevent.
no, no,
They
I
don't
don't know how
prevent.
it. I don't know how it
It's
is in Montreal right
incredible.
now.
It's
Yeah, true.
incredible. I'm astonished, like, really.
True, that's true. No, but all of the school shootings, I don't know how it is in Montreal, but in the US, it's incredible how many there
Yes.
are.
Yeah.
So if it's the same situation in Montreal, then this change will happen. So people will have their blood type even for their kids. It's so
Exactly.
crazy, but it's so necessary. So
Yes. Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
Fingers
see how we
crossed
go.
that
Yes.
it's not
We have two
happening,
schools
but
who introduced AidPass as well, and
cool.
we have, but when we're trying to go more through the people.
Yeah, that's. I think
I can
that's the
have
only
AidPass
way.
myself. I don't care. You know, I can travel everywhere. It's in three
Yes,
languages. Every person and everywhere I travel, scan my QR code in every hospital.
that's
So,
so good.
and this is
Yeah,
something I also thought amazing that here the first responders ask the questions: Are you allergic? Are you this? Are you this? Are you this? When you go to the
yeah.
ER room, they can't transmit the
No.
information. So the person who receives you, are you allergic to this? So if you're
Yes.
unconscious, no one will know anything. And then when
True.
the doctor receives you, you're attended, they ask you the same questions. You
True.
know, so
Yeah.
the guy is
Yeah.
dying. Leave him alone. Just scan the QR code. That's it. You know.
Yeah. No, definitely. No, it's a really good thing, and I think that it will be coming more and more because everyone has a smartphone right now. Also, old people, the young people, of course, all have smartphones, but even the old people use
Yes.
it right now. So it's just a logic thing to not only watch cat videos on your phone, but also do something reasonable with it. So,
Yes.
what would you say, or what comes in the future for AidPass? Is there anything you think about what you could implement in future?
Okay. Yes, we have many ideas.
Of course,
We have many ideas. I sit and I just think, and ideas
of
just
course.
come. Like it's a
Hmm.
tool, you know, your brain. You have just to use
Yeah.
it. But what we're finishing now is we're working, and in the it takes time. We're finishing, but it takes time to test. We are offering a consultation room for doctors,
Okay.
medical, like telemedicine.
Hmm.
So
Cool.
doctors will be able to register. They will have their platform to so our users can schedule consultations with them through AidPass. So we're starting with scheduled consultation. We will improve it to offer emergency consultations as well. If a doctor is online, you know, like in a chat, and you have prepaid tokens in your account, you can just talk
Yeah,
to a doctor immediately.
that's really good.
So after that, we would like. I had an idea. I haven't spoke that yet to the team. I'm just going to share it here. I always like to
Okay.
keep things confidential. So you're the
Oh,
first person to know it. Not even my
nice.
team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then I'm curious now.
In some countries it won't work, you know,
Hmm.
but if you can schedule a doctor online, maybe you can call a doctor to come and see you at your place.
Oh,
It's kind
wow.
of like an Uber thing for, you know,
Cool. Good idea.
but if the doctor's online, the doctor's available, and he's attending, I need you. Okay, fine. You make the payment online and the doctor comes. So it doesn't take
Cool.
much from what we have we're building to schedule a consultation online. So
Yeah. That's really
we
good.
yeah, let's see how it works.
Yeah,
So when
yeah.
I say this here in Canada, everyone point, a doctor, no, he's licensed, he can come, it's illegal and
Yes.
whatever, and
Yeah.
he'll be imprisoned and executed, and you know.
Yeah,
So okay, it
I
doesn't
know.
matter,
Yeah.
but maybe in Venezuela it works, in Middle East it will work, in
Yeah.
countries where people is not that afraid, and the system is not monopolized, it work. But the tool is there, and people will
Cool.
use it if they can, and we will.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that vision, and the vision I have is to make AidPass like the all-in-one medical assistant that you need. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's like the messaging system what WhatsApp did so far, which is amazing. You can send pictures, or WhatsApp for business, and
Yes.
you can text, and you can talk, and you can call, and you can send voice. So if you want to message someone,
Mm-hmm.
you go to Signal, WhatsApp. But I want like AidPass to be your all-in-one medical system, but everything related to your health and medical support and help and the tools that
Mm-hmm.
you need, and you can use independently. That's the vision
Yeah.
that I'm trying, that I see with. So it should be
That
in every phone.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's a really good vision, and
Yeah.
I think it's just logic for the future to have it like that. So yeah, thank you very much for your insights. It was very interesting talking to you.
Thank
It's
you,
a
Inga. Thank you.
very useful tool you have there. So yeah, I hope that more people will download it. And yeah, maybe do you have something like a closing statement, like one sentence about 8Pass, why people should use it?
It's better to have it and not to use it than need it and not to have it.
Perfect. Yes,
You have the free
absolutely.
version. It's a no-brainer. You just put it
Yeah,
there, and
great.
the premium feature is, for now, we're offering it like 50%, which is $12 a year.
That's like
Then
nothing.
it will be 24 US dollars a year,
Yeah,
because it
yeah, but
costs
that's
us
that's
money.
nothing. Like,
That's
yeah,
two coffees in Starbucks. So,
exactly. Yeah,
if you want to invite me for a coffee, just put premium APAS on your, and I will consider it like a coffee for me,
perfect.
and something and I hope you'll never have to use it. And
Yeah,
we're still working very hard to make it work. And we listen to people. We listen to
amazing.
suggestions, and we take it in consideration. So we're
Mm-hmm.
very proud. Every person that registers an APAS make us so proud, and
Of course.
sometimes even tears have come into our eyes, like me and our team, because we worked
Yeah,
very hard. It
of
took us
course.
7 years to launch APAS.
Yeah, that's
seven
incredible.
years,
Yeah,
and we
yeah, can
started from
imagine.
scratch until I found the right team. But we're
Yeah.
here now.
Yeah, nice. No, congratulations. Very cool story, very cool business. So, yeah,
Thank
I
you.
hope that we stay in contact. I will put all of the information in the show notes, everything about 8Pass, where to download, some demos on Instagram or every social media that you like to use. If you want to talk to Chamel in person, I will also link his LinkedIn. So, if you have some questions, just write them as a message. You will also find my information. If you have a question about the podcast, about my work, you can just leave it to us. And yes, thank you very much. And I hope to stay in contact and see you next time. Bye
Thank you
bye.
very much, Inga.